All right, hello. This is Marie Diaries, and you're back on my channel. So I don't know. I just been was just thinking some stuff in my head because the situation or whatever. So the title says, "How would you deal?" So I've been pondering and wondering, like, how would somebody else deal if, like, okay, so you from this city in this state, and you've been living in this place for like basically all your life, because you don't know the true circumstances, because when you're a child you don't really you're not gonna remember everything unless you got like kind of like proof of the matter. So you're not gonna be able to, and unless people around you that are around you, they're willing to be willingly upfront with you about things, with not wanting and not be wanting to hold stuff away from you, or not like tell you certain things. So I'm just like wondering, how would somebody else deal with the circumstances of your life being a certain way, and you not you not knowing everything. Like, how would you deal with that? And like, how would you deal with, like, today, far as 2022, you being a single person, you've always been motivated to work, whether it's a very high end job or something that makes a lot of money, or just working a regular job where you really don't feel like you making the money you should be making, or you're just not seeing it. How would you deal with that? How would you deal with a lot of things? How would you deal with, you know, the only family that you've known your whole entire life, like you not being able to know your father's side of the family, or you coming in contact with somebody, and this person's supposed to be your father, but they don't want to take the necessary steps to figure that out and find it out. How would you deal with that? How would you deal with all of a sudden you going through so many traumatic events, or situations, and you're supposed to just deal with it? How would you deal with that? Like, you finding out a medical diagnosis that you didn't have to deal with until you got to a certain age, because it just basically it was consuming your body. And if you didn't do certain necessary steps, you wouldn't be here today, you wouldn't be here in 2022. How would you deal with that? How would you deal with thinking you have a certain support system, and then you come to find out, like, you know way down the line, that you really don't have the support system that you thought you had. Like, especially if you are someone, you being born into this world, you have to deal with certain things, as far as being a part of the foster care system, and your mom willingly giving you up for adoption, even though she's giving you up for adoption to these people that's supposed to be are supposed to be your biological family, your bloodline, your blood family. um how would you deal with that? How would you deal with you being raised by these people, um and you don't know, like, you don't find out until a certain age that you know it was told to you that this other person is your biological parent, but the other person that was raising you is not. They're more like, they're an aunt or whatever, and then, like, that's supposed to be part of your support system, and then, like, all the members that are, family members that are attached to them, is like their kids, and then the other people is supposed to be your aunts and your uncles and your cousins and stuff like that. And they there all throughout your upbringing, your you growing up and everything, and this is all you know. These is all the people that you know. They all you know. So you going on throughout life, and you did certain things to, like, like other normal kids growing up, going to school, having friends, but you might have been kind of more on the introverted side, so you didn't experience everything to the same um, experience as someone you might have been friends with through school or whatever. So you guys might have did a lot of things different, not everything the same. But how would you deal with that? Like, you're around all these different people growing up, and then, like, once you get to a certain age or a certain situation happen, then all of a sudden everybody just goes silent, or they just go silent, they just go missing, or whatever. How would you deal with that? Like, you going through a certain thing where you're dealing with, um you're working and everything as an adult, but you're kind of having a little bit, I don't want to say it with, maybe it do have to do with managing your money, but um you're not making no money, like, like the level of, as far as like being a CEO or a freaking doctor or a nurse or whatever. You're not making that kind of money. You're not at that level, but at the same time, you're still making money for yourself. You're still having a legal check on, you know, as far as a paycheck. You still getting a paycheck, whatever. If it's every 2 weeks or every week, whatever, you still working. But then, like, you come across, you experience all of these setbacks, or these uh, rollbacks, whatever, setbacks, whatever, and you have to, like, start all over from a point that you thought you just got over or through. You have to go back to that and start again. And then coming, like, up to 2022, you might be you could be single, you on your own, you're still trying to do for yourself, you're still trying to provide for yourself, and but you still keep meeting these setbacks, and you're not understanding why, when you're out here, you're pushing and you're moving, you're trying to stay motivated, you're not giving up. So why are you being met with all of these setbacks? Or is it could it be where you're from, or like, is it the people you're around, or is it the environment? um is it these people that's supposed to be a support system? Are they really a support system? Like, are they really having your back? Like, you ultimately, loyally, no matter what, will have they back? Like, is it being the same um amount of reciprocation? Like, what is it? Like, how would you deal with that? Like, especially for, like, present day 2022, like, these people that's supposed to be your support system, your family, your blood family, or whatever, how that is. Because it is really, it's just a name, and just, even though that they could be your blood family, that don't mean that they are as supportive of you, or you are to them, no matter what, whether it has money, money is involved with it or not. um how would you deal with that? Because, like, if you could have went through something where something kind of happened, like, kind of crazy, and at the same time that's still considered to be a traumatic event, um and then, like, up out of nowhere, I don't know, you just stop hearing from people, that kind of makes you feel kind of like, what did you do wrong? Like, especially if you used to talking to these people on a regular basis, and just out of nowhere, you don't hear nothing, you're not hearing anything from nobody, and they're still here, because you haven't got that kind of call saying this happened, but you know they're still there, but you trying to figure out why aren't you communicating with these people, like, and they supposed to be, family, they supposed to be this and that, like, so, like, how would you deal with that? Like, I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure. I just was thinking like this when I was before I just decided to come back on here, because it's like, and then I keep getting the answer. Well, I keep getting the question like, if you're saying like you want to move out of state, like everybody keep asking like, where would you go? Where would you go? Like that's the number one question like everybody keep asking me. Like, but my thing is, what is so great about New York City that I can't find, or New York State that I can't find the same as what I'm getting now? Why I can't find that somewhere else? Why do people always gotta ask me where am I gonna go, or where would you want to go? It's either where you want to go, or where would you go? Like, I know I would have to figure that out, but if I feel like I want change because I'm not feeling satisfied and happy, and I don't feel like I'm prospering the way that I should be, or maybe that I used to. Maybe I feel like I need change in my life. I need a different environment. I need different views and outlooks and just different things, because maybe that'll make a difference. Like, because what if you know if you having some kind of so-called um, issues with your family where you're feeling estranged from them, but they're not communicating with you, or you really don't have a reason as to um why must you like continue to be around these people? Why must you continue to be in the same area where these people at if they are choosing not to? But they haven't came to you, like nobody's physically came to you and said anything as to what the issue is, like. And then people be like, "Oh, you burnt bridges." Well, like, what bridges have you burnt with people when you haven't even asked them for no major things. You asked them for things that should be automatic, like their time, their attention, their love, their affection, them being there with you, them being able to talk to you and get through things. So yeah, but these people is not communicating to you. So how could you know what is wrong if they're not even taking the initiative to talk to you? Like, and then with that being that, you be like, that is some kind of reason behind that. Like, maybe it has some kind of money factor in it, or some kind of other stuff that you didn't even know that has been going on. Like, what is the reason why you would just like, because you was talking to these people, like, some of these, not everybody in this family dynamic that you talk to every day, but certain ones you talk to them on a regular basis, like you will hear from them a couple times a week. So just out of nowhere that just stops, like, especially if one of the main people is this person that's supposed to be the mother figure who raised you up since you were basically almost a baby, and you're not hearing from this person. So you're trying to figure out what is the reason. Like, nobody's calling. Like, people had your phone number. Nobody's calling. Nobody's not saying nothing. So it just feels really. It don't feel normal. It feel like something has been said, but it's not being said to you. So yeah, and you could be wondering like, okay, so if they don't want to communicate with you, or they feeling like you are the problem, but they don't want to communicate to you as to why you could possibly supposedly be this problem, then why is it beneficial for you, or what is the need for you to stay somewhere that's, it's not your birthplace. It's somewhere where you've been raised, but it's not your birthplace. And it's not necessarily saying that you want to move to your birthplace, but it's like, why must you need to stay somewhere where basically you're not wanted, or people want to act like you're this problem, and you never really been a problem from them, because you might come to them asking them about stuff, like, but and you physically see them going through stuff, and they might, they sometimes they might say something to you like about something they got going on, but they always try to, like, they, I don't know, them going to other people to talk to other things, but they don't feel like they could talk to you. But if you got something going on, they'll go and talk to other people about what you got going on, but they don't want to talk to you when they got something going on. So how do you make that work? Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. So I'm just wondering, like, how would somebody feel about that? Like, you thought you had like people that you can go to and talk to, and that they would really keep it real with you, and you always been keeping them real with them, and you be telling them, like, basically you tell them just about anything, because they supposed to be your family. They supposed to have your back, just like you would have their back regardless. But then you come to find out that that's not really the case. They could be going around, unbeknownst to you, they could be going around telling other people that you this problem, and you ain't never been a problem, because you always been, like, even when you've been living under somebody, the person that been you've been raised by, you have been very knowledgeable. You're very sufficient. Being under this person, you've been very you're very observant. So, like, how could you be this problem when you're capable of doing on your own? Now, yeah, now that you're an adult, you're capable of doing on your own. I'm not saying that the money factor has been 100. Like, I'm not saying that the money factor has been complete or whatever like that, but it's like this person is capable and has been capable of living on their own. They just might have had a couple setbacks for whatever reason, because you don't really know the reasons behind that either. So it's like you've been out here trying to do your thing, but it's like something is always coming in the way when you're least expecting it, um and it's causing a I want to say like a delay, or it's causing a um I'm thinking of a wrench. Like, it wants to throw a wrench in what you, yeah, like what you got going on. So you just wondering, like, because you remember a lot of the stuff that done transpire over the years, and I don't even mean just like the last 5 years. You mean like it's like you could remember, all of like a lot of stuff that has basically transpired since you've been out on your own. So, and what led up to you moving out on your own. So it's like you out here trying to do things, but it's like you getting the energy that people are going behind your back, and you got your knowledge of knowing that people have done that, going behind your back trying to sabotage things when you're trying to do things for yourself, and no, you don't got all these like so-called luxury things, meaning like cars, or but it's like these people that are your family. They have basic stuff too. It's not like they got all these luxury stuff. Nobody's owning properties. You might know of one person that owns a property, but basically everybody else, there's not a lot that you can name on one hand that's owning property or whatever. So it's like you just trying to figure out what is really the issue, and what's really the issue. But how could you figure it out if, like, all of a sudden you're not communicating with these so-called people that's supposed to be families, these people that's supposed to be your mother's side of the family, that's supposed to be your blood family, like, so, but they're not communicating with you because, oh, you're such a burden. Like, but how is you a burden, but you've been doing everything by yourself? You go to your appointments every 6 months by yourself. You take your medicine by yourself. You cook for yourself. You wash your clothes by yourself. Like, all of this has been taught to you while you was living under someone else's roof as a child. You you learned all of this. So how is you really a burden? Or if if what's being said, or is this being done for other reason? Like, but you're not communicating with nobody, so, or they don't want to communicate with you because they know where you at. It's like, I guess it's like they always feel like, and it's another thing, you might always feel like you got to go to them, but they can't come to you. Oh, because of they got certain things, so they feel like you need to come to them and you can't come. You need to come to them and they can't come to you because they feel like they got a certain status or something like that. I don't know. I just wonder how would you deal with that? How would you deal with that? Especially when you used to talking to people, like I said, you used to talking to people on a very regular basis. A very regular basis. You used to talking to these family members, these people who's supposed to be family. You used to talking to them on a regular basis. How would you deal with that? And knowing that you don't know who your father's side of the family is, you could have been told, like I said, you could have been told a certain individual is supposed to be your father, but you don't know that for sure because you and this person never got a DNA test. This person didn't want to help you go half on a DNA test, so how would you even know? How would you for sure know that this person is supposed to be your biological father? Like, you know who's supposed to be your biological mother, but that person is no longer on earth. She's passed away. So how would you know that this person is your biological father if all you know since birth is your mother's side of the family? Like, how would you deal with not communicating with these people, and them you not hearing from these people and it just stop out of nowhere? Like, how would you deal like that? It's like you would feel like they're doing it on purpose, um because of whatever reason, but this reason, so-called reason, is not being communicated to you. How would you deal with that? Like, you're capable of driving, you're capable of, like I said, washing clothes, buying money orders, paying a bill online or cash or whatever. You're capable of doing all of these things, but you are probably being said to be a burden. So how would you deal with that? I'm just wondering, how would somebody else deal with that? Especially, it's hard because you don't have the luxury of falling back on, like, communicating with your father's side of the family because you just don't know who them people is. You, like, really don't know. It could be it supposedly could be this masculine energy, but you don't believe it because this person has said so many things to you in the past that, like, one minute they be like they are your family, but then the next minute they're telling you where to kiss they backside and whatever else. So you don't know for sure. You can't really rely on that. You want to rely on DNA to tell you if this person is really biologically your father, or your father. And because you never grew up knowing if this person was your father. You never growing up, you never grew up knowing any of that person's side of the family or anybody that's related to them. You don't know none of them people. All you know is the people that you grew up with, that's supposed to be um on your mother's side of the family. Them all the people you know. You don't know anybody from your father's side of the family. So how would you know for sure? Like, there's no way to say that that person is who they say they are. That goes for both sides. So I'm just wondering, like, how will somebody deal with that? And then out of nowhere, they just stop talking because of what whatever. You don't have no clue. You don't have no clue. But they'll make sure, because they want to keep contact with you in some kind of way, or keep attached to you in some kind of way. So they'll send people to come see, you know, what you're doing or what you're gonna say and stuff like that. Yeah. So look, I just split the deck and it said, someone you don't know is speaking false information to have people against you. Find your peace. Yeah, mind the business that pays your bills and household. Wow. So maybe there could be someone could be saying something to, a group of people which has something to do with some kind of false information to have them people against you. Maybe that's what it could be. It could be so many things, so many stuff. Because especially it's like if you used to talking to people on a regular basis and then like now you're not hearing from anybody, something don't make no sense. Wow. It just said you are on the right track. Support who supports you genuinely and no hesitation. The universe is working in your favor. Wow. And I don't even use these cards a lot, but I'm like, I'm splitting the deck and then whatever shows is what I'm reading. But I'm just trying to understand that, like, and I don't understand how they will be able to feel like, be able to deal with that. Being, then I got grateful that's showing. So, and then you got I'm chasing you, but that came out in reverse. You got Gemini that just turned over. I have to tell you something. So maybe somebody is not telling somebody something because these is all in reverse, but I don't really got to take them in reverse. But how would you do with how I just want to know how somebody else would deal with that. And it's like you could be being talked about in this whole city and nobody not going to really tell you who's saying what or whatever or what has been done. Yeah, I guess I'm learning a spiritual lesson. So I could be learning a spiritual lesson. Oh, wow. Then you got obsessed, partaking in black magic. So somebody could have been partaking in some kind of black magic. You got the number 777. It says, luck is on your team. Keep doing what you're manifesting, only a matter of time. Wow. Trust your intuition. And then you got karmic telling lies. So yeah, somebody definitely could be this someone you don't know is speaking false information to have people against you, looking to cause a tower moment. As soon as I see you, I want to make love. So I don't know where. And then you got you're including an outsider about your relationship. They don't compare to you. Not looking out for your best interest at all. Devil. The universe is sending a miracle. I love how I made that card. Oh. Wow. Spirit, good things All right, so I kind of wanted to just, somebody could be wanting a new person they dealing with to act like act like me, or whether this pertaining to you, whoever end up watching this video. Somebody ex could be wanting a new partner to act like their old person. All right, anything else from this 2+ years? Oh, somebody could, maybe this ex could be wanting this new partner to do this for 2+ years. What? All right, let's see what's behind this 2+ years. Oh, nothing. Nothing's turned up. Wow. So maybe, yeah, maybe this ex been wanting this new person to act like the old person for 2+ years. Something about not trying to accept no for an answer. Yeah, somebody could be in their feelings. By Drake. Taking the initiative towards better overall. And then you got 911, stay positive, reinvent self after hardship, new doorways opening. And then this is your Virgo, and out off of you, Summer Walker. All right, so I just kind of wanted to speak on that right now. Ooh, by just all this burping and stuff. Excuse me. If I want to speak on anything else, I'll come back on here. Spirit says, don't tell everything you're doing until you're ready to put it out. Yeah, because somebody could be being spiteful. Wow. Alright, so let me close out this video. So I will do another video today, possibly, more than likely. Alright, I'm going to end the video here. See you later. See you in the next